All right, welcome back, Sammy and Marissa's husbands. We missed last week. I know you guys missed our soothing voices on your daily commutes. Um, Special episode for you this week. And by special, I mean absolutely ordinary. Nothing is different. It is just me and Tyler sitting. We are doing the coffee pod, which is a nice change. Um, but yeah, that's about it. Same old, which I think you guys would appreciate. Nothing too fancy. We're not trying to make it too weird. We're just sitting here chit-chatting. But on the agenda today, we got lives of recent, some current events, random questions, Pat's peeves, and closing comments as always. Oh, can't forget Mike's likes. But lives of recent, let's jump into that first. You're less than a month away from being a dad. How you feeling?
Fucking crazy. 15 days.
That's wild.
I mean, unless she goes into labor before that, which is very possible because she's technically full term.
Right, 15 days before you know it, they'll be 15 years old.
Ugh. That means I'll be 45
Damn.
and we'll be on episode 3000.
Probably more than that. We'll start doing midweeks. Oh man, that's pretty absurd to think about. Um, yeah, it's about to be a freaking dad. That is crazy.
What you think boy? I think it's a boy for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a boy.
Yeah.
I've
Marissa's
Marissa, what?
she like been going on some like old wives' tales and like based on what she's been reading, it's like in her mind she thinks it's a boy right now too. And she's been girl the whole time.
No, it's a boy. Like I'm telling you, it's a boy. I don't know why you're still wondering. I'm telling you.
I'm a little concerned if it's a boy based on my father's genetics, being a very small man. And but if it's a girl, sports no problem. Boy,
Yeah,
I
girl
don't
doesn't matter
I
as
don't know.
much. I think about that sometimes too, and like Uh, if Sam's short, obviously her family has short genetics. My family has relatively tall genetics, so we'll see. It'll either be like in the middle, they'll get mine or they'll get hers. Especially if it's a boy, hopefully they get mine. Honestly, even if it's a girl, hopefully they get my height genes. Um, but you can't really think about it like that. You know what I mean? Because you'll just stress yourself out, and in the big scheme of things, like that doesn't matter at all.
No, definitely not. But short dudes tend to get bullied a little bit when they're younger. Well, I mean, that was when bullying was a thing. I don't even know if bullying is a thing anymore.
I mean, it should be a thing.
Yeah, that's a different topic for another day. I agree. It probably should be brought back in some aspects.
Hashtag bring bullying back.
I
Um,
don't even know if it's just like me and some other guys were ribbing somebody at work, and I could tell they were like getting upset, and I'm like, we're just fucking with you. We're not really like bullying you.
no,
But some people just don't get it.
no, yeah. Some people just don't get it. They didn't have a tough upbringing with very mean friends like we have.
Yeah, people have talked to me and be like, your friends are really, really mean to you. I'm like, nah, you just don't get it, dude.
No, that's love. That's what that is.
I don't want any of that fake friendly bullshit.
It's like I'm sorry that you don't have good friends. I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm sorry you didn't have a good like high school, college experience where like you made good friendships, long lasting, forever friendships.
Or someone can tell you like it is. They can call you a fat piece of shit if you've had 8,000 calories in a day.
Yeah. All right, other than about to be a dad, what is up? What's been going on? Any more movie star commercials?
No, other than the football one where I
I
like
don't think
caught the fish.
I missed that one.
I'm gonna send it to you so I can get a live reaction from you.
Okay.
That one I think is actually pretty funny. Um, but that was last week. This week nothing because like that big summer blowout thing is done.
Oh, because it's not summer
Um,
anymore after Labor Day.
Right, exactly. So we did have a very busy day yesterday
Yeah.
with Labor Day, which was nice because it was kind of a slow week. But we were well staffed, so like we weren't like
I mean, even
br-
though Labor Day is tomorrow, but Labor Day weekend, I get it.
Labor Day weekend, yeah. When it's on a Monday, I always like treat it like Saturday is the holiday. I don't know why.
I mean, Saturday is typically the day people celebrate the holiday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Monday, you basically get an extra Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm. But it's kind of sucks for me because I'm off Sunday and Monday anyway. Like I wish I had Tuesday.
Fair. Maybe you should get a real job.
Ugh. Speaking of real jobs, I have a listing coming up next week, so that's
That's
cool.
that's not a real job either.
Actually, yeah, that's the fake job where I make more money.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. That's what's up though. Listing coming up, aka like somebody's selling a house or okay.
Yeah. They bought the house through me. I was their buyer's agent, and now they're selling it
Very nice.
and moving to Fayetteville. And I got them an agent in Fayetteville to get that referral. So we'll see if I'm any better at getting them an agent than I was for you and Mike.
Probably not. Why didn't you just find them a house in Fayetteville?
It's
Hard when you're not
I
there.
I could, I could, but like you don't want to. If it was something like Jacksonville where I'm a little more familiar, Fayetteville, the only experience I have is going down one street every day for 4 years, and it was really like a rough part of Fayetteville. So you don't want to
I
misrepresent
gotcha.
something for them, and then they hate you because it's somebody we know who I consider I'm friends with,
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. It's logical. I'm sure they appreciate that. So
and I get a little scratch anyway. So
yeah, a little scratch. A little scratch. All right.
I
Any
I send you that video on
oh
Facebook.
you said you did send it to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like a message? Oh, I see.
Keep some of up. Carol Island salmon fillets, 9.95 pound this week only. Jerry's taste buds.
You should have just kept the last part of the video. The first part was stupid. That's my 2 cents.
You didn't like my fair catch of the salmon?
No, I didn't.
It was fun blasting through those trash cans though.
Yeah, I think that was the best part. You should have just had it as that. You put it into slow motion. I should be you guys' social media director.
It was funny because like the one guy was like, "You could just hit me," and I was like, I don't want to. One of us is gonna get hurt." And then he was like, "Yeah." And then I blasted through that fucking trash can and hit him with the trash can anyway. Like he got fucking wrecked by the top trash can.
That's funny. Yeah, you should have hit the trash cans and like in slow motion and like grab the fish as like a fumble, and then it cuts to you and you're like, big summer blowout. I'm fucking
That's kind
genius.
of what we were trying to do with it was supposed to be like a fumble when they tossed the salmon to me, but it was a little late.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. You'll get your big break eventually.
And they got to give me something where I can, use my chops a little more. You know what I mean? Where I can really act instead of
Yeah,
just
I,
saying big summer blowout.
I think you're gonna have to get creative. You're gonna have to start. What's it called when you fucking just do shit on the fly? Improvise. You're gonna have to improvise a little bit. Give the people what they want.
And they do want more of me. There's fucking some guy came into work and he was like, big summer blowout. And I was like, oh, fucking Christ. Is that what
Hell
everyone
yeah,
is?
bro.
Big
Hell
summer blowout
yeah.
guy.
You aren't the little summer blowout guy.
I will be soon if I keep fucking losing weight. You hear me?
There you go. Keep up with those non-negotiables. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Still no basketball?
Still no basketball. Yeah. Because I fucking, so my knee was hurting, right? Did some
Hmm.
rehab. that knee got good. My feet feel pretty good. And then my other knee, I guess hurt myself at work walking,
I like catching fucking fair catches of salmon.
probably. And my knee was fucking giant. I could barely walk the last 2 days, but it feels good today. I've just been icing the shit out of it. Getting old, dude. It's like I got a flat tire.
I
Still,
don't know, man. I don't
trust
know
me.
with you.
I don't know either.
I don't know where to start with you.
Still working out though. So
That's good. We'll talk about the workouts in a little bit. I'm still disappointed you guys aren't playing basketball, but you know, that's another story for a different day. Um, I've
we
had
couldn't get a team.
I feel like you could.
What Drew got, you heard about Drew getting hurt, right?
Yeah, I think I saw Snapchat. I haven't really got details about it.
Yeah. He was running from first to second and pulled his hammy real bad.
That sucks.
And
That actually
then so like
sucks.
he was no way. Like he got off the field like after the game he was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing basketball." I was like, "All right."
You don't need a hamstring to shoot threes in the corner. It's not like any of you guys play defense anyway.
Drew's gonna take offense to
That's okay.
that. I'm not gonna sit here and claim to play defense, so
He plays more defense than you do. You haven't played defense since seventh grade.
you guys used to call me the garbage man.
The garbage man. It's when you used to, the only thing you were good at was rebounding. Now you can't do that at all.
I think I'm gonna get Coach McSwain on here.
That'd be funny. He'll probably talk a lot of shit about us.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
It would be funny.
I think I'm gonna have to get his firsthand account of when he kicked me in the balls.
He probably, hopefully he remembers. I don't know.
I
He
think he will.
probably kicked a lot of young boys in the balls.
I squared up with him and he just kicked me in the nuts. Like I was
Yeah,
playing around and then he kicked me in
yeah,
the balls.
that tracks. I mean, smart man.
Mm.
Um, I've had a pretty standard week. House hunting is in full effect because it is September tomorrow. So crazy to think the summer has completely flown by. It's already September. I move November 8th. So, you know, I got about 2 months and some change till I'm moving. I'm getting stressed because I want to find a place to go. But some of these houses that are like, oh, available now, they're like, I can't wait till November to sign a lease. I'm like, I get that and all, but I'm trying to get
Is
myself
there,
locked in.
I mean, obviously you don't want to, but is there a scenario where you sign a lease and just pay?
There's definitely a scenario I could sign a lease tomorrow and pay 2 months extra rent, but then I'm, you know, paying my rent here, paying my rent in Colorado, and paying my mortgage in Alabama. So, uh, you
Is
know,
this is your place in Alabama was rented?
it's rented, correct, but still, it's just like it's a lot of managing things.
Oh, but because you still have to pay it.
I still have to pay it, yes, and
They
they
put the money
pay
in your
me,
account. Yeah.
right? So
I I don't know why I just kind of assumed that the management company would be able to pay direct.
I mean, in theory, that's what happens. But no, I still pay my mortgage to my lending company, but I just get uh, the rent that the tenant pays deposited into my bank account.
And it
So
covers most of it, right?
it covers all but like $50, I think.
I think that's worth it.
Yeah, we dropped the rent. I can't remember. It was like $200 because it was taking a little bit for people to move in. Um, and really, it covers my entire mortgage. It doesn't cover all of the rental fee, the agency fee.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm
So you're
saying?
basically just paying them.
Yeah, I'm just paying them for a service that they're providing. So all in all, it works out fine. My entire mortgage is covered and taxes and all that stuff. So that
Nice.
is paid for. It's just the rental agency fee or whatever, property management fee. That's what I was looking for. But uh yeah, so in a perfect world, I'd have the rent um and the property management fee kind of paid for and then a little bit extra on top. And as the market changes and people move in and move out, we'll look at adjusting some of that potentially. But as of right now, if I can just get that rent or that mortgage completely paid for, I'm just gonna let it continue.
Might as well.
Two, both my neighbors are actually selling their house right now. Apparently, it's a good time to sell. One of them's a realtor. So I'm like, damn, should I be selling it? They're selling their house for probably 25,000 more than I bought my house for.
No, don't sell it then because after your fees and stuff, you probably only take home like 15, 10
Yeah, and it's
maybe.
just not worth it, really.
And the headache of having to figure all that shit out. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Um, Also, I'm not really vibing with my property management company. I'm probably going to look into replacing them with someone. I have a year contract with them, so in March, I'm going to look into potentially getting a new one. The communication isn't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
didn't your
I don't
boy,
need you to say what.
didn't your friend down there start one?
Yeah, he has one. I'm going to hit him up when the time comes and see if, he'll do it. I just want you to shoot me a text or an email like, hey, they put in a maintenance request, just so you know you're getting charged this.
Oh,
Got it.
yeah, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I don't need to find out in my monthly statement that they put in this emergency work request and it was $400 for something that probably shouldn't have been $400. But given I'm not even tripping about the money, if something breaks, I'm responsible to fix it. Got it. Completely understand. But like, I need to know about it, especially if it's something over $200. You know what I mean?
What was it?
It was a clogged drain, apparently. And I was like, okay, clogged drain, $400, that's not really adding up. And the agency they had no details. They were like, I have no idea. And I was like, okay, we better find out. Like, and they're like, oh, the plumber didn't leave a note. I was like, okay, well, you're like, you can't tell me there's a clogged drain and then charge me $400. So there was this whole thing. I had to talk to them and they got on the phone with the plumber. Apparently, it was a emergency service request for a clogged sewage drain. And it was put in on a weekend, so the plumber had to come in after hours, and he had to use like a special tool. Um, so it was like because it was on a weekend, an emergency request, and a special tool, it cost money. Which like not even the point. It's not even the point of it is the money. It's the fact that they didn't hit me up and they were never even going to tell me if I just wouldn't have looked at my report or whatever. I just would have never known about it, and they were just going to let it by. When in the contract, I probably could break my contract because it was like anything over a certain amount, they're supposed to get my approval for, and if I don't approve it within like 24 hours or something like that, they just go ahead and do it. Which is that makes sense. But technically, they breach contract. So if I really wanted to, I could probably make a big fuss about it. But probably not worth it getting a lawyer and all that stuff.
And that would drive me insane. Karenler would be in full effect, dude. That shit pisses me off. Like they should have provided you like with, an invoice from the plumber.
It was the I got an invoice from the plumber, but it said clogged drain, $400. Like that's what the invoice said. Um, Kind of like the
Oh my,
invoice that you brought to Wes um, with
that
the
wasn't me.
sure, dude.
That was my
Sure.
underlings.
Yeah, extreme ownership. Um, But yeah, no, I was pissed. I was talking to the guy on the phone. I called him about it. I was just like, "Hey, just trying to find some details about this $400 clogged drain." And he's like, "Uh, yeah, they didn't really leave us too many details about that one." I was like, "Nope, that's why I'm calling you." And so he was like, I'll find out. And then he never called me back. So I had to call again like 3 days later. And I was like, hey, dude, you never called me back. Looking for details about this thing. And he's like, yeah, the plumber just didn't leave us enough. And I was like, all right, well, I need details. So I'm gonna need you to call the plumber and figure out why I got charged $400 for a clogged drain because shit's not adding up.
Gotta tell the dude how to do his own fucking job.
Yeah. So yeah, safe to say, long story short, I'm gonna find a new property management company because yeah, whatever. That's besides the point. But we're looking at houses in Colorado Springs. We found some really nice ones and like stuff we really like, but they're just like, yeah, sorry, we're not renting out that far. And I'm down to pay like, some prorated rent, potentially like half a month. I'd be down to do, but I really don't want to do a whole month because um rent's expensive out there. Like we're looking at like $2,800 for rent.
Fuck. For
Yeah.
like what, like a three-bedroom house?
So we have a perfect scenario right now that we're looking at first. And the perfect scenario is 4 bedrooms, fenced in backyard, garage, 2-car garage. So that's like our perfect. And right now, since we're so far out, we're still looking at perfect scenarios. So everything we've really looked at is that 4 bedrooms. Um, And as we get closer to time, and if we can't find that for a reasonable price that we're in, we'll bump it down to 3, and then we'll start sacrificing maybe the garage. But it's hard not to have a garage in Colorado because it hails really bad. Uh, and like our neighbors, I don't know how many times our neighbors when we were in Colorado the first time had their cars totaled. Like they probably had their cars totaled like twice because of hail.
Fuck.
And we only lived there for like a year and a half.
That's pretty insane to get your shit totaled from hail.
Yeah, no, like you'll see you'll see cars uh like driving around the road that literally look like they've been sitting on a golf course for a year, like a driving range, and they've just been pelted with golf balls.
I just hail is just something I never really I think I've maybe experienced hail like two times in my
Yeah,
life.
no, it's bad out there. In the summer, it like barely rains; it just hails.
That's so strange to me. I would think it I guess I don't really know what hail is. I would think it would have to be cold.
Yes, I think what it is this could be a little scientifically
Hey,
inaccurate.
we haven't given out misinformation in a while, so I think it's time.
It's like you have like a storm system that's moving through from west to east, and then it hits like the Rockies, and it has to shoot up really quick, really fast, and then it like hits that front range, shoots up really high, and it gets to that high altitude, and then it's like really cold really quick, so it freezes instead of like turning into snow where it would normally be like because it cools slower, but this cools so fast that it freezes, and then and then it like comes over the front range and it just dumps hail on us.
So high altitude, cold temperature, even if it's the summertime.
Yeah, because it's like like a moist, humid storm system moving from the coast, the west coast, and then it like hits this mountain and it has to move up really fast to this high altitude, and it's this like warm storm system that then goes to a cold temperature very quickly, so it freezes instead of turning into snow.
The more you know. Sammy and Marissa's weather show
Sammy and
thing.
Marissa's weather show. Thank you for joining. Um, but yeah, so that's house hunting. Other than that, weather's been a little chilly here. I don't know about there.
Yeah, we had one day last week where it was like 70 in the morning. It was a really nice day. Actually, Drew met me at work that day for lunch, and I got him free lunch because that's the type of manager I am.
Yeah, it's the type of manager you are, getting your non-employees free lunch.
It's a little payback from his previous employment.
we could never pay back that. There's not enough free food in the world to pay back what he did for us at Firehouse.
Yeah, that's well, I wasn't gonna name drop the company, but I see that you did. I'm not gonna go back and bleep it out, but yeah.
The 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 house fire.
Something's
I
burning.
meant I meant the house fire. Um, yeah, no, we've had some mornings where it's under 60 degrees. Like I'm talking like 56, 57 degrees in the morning when I'm going to work out. And 57 degrees right now after it's been so hot feels like 25 degrees.
That always fucks with my allergies when it does like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of getting stuffy nose and all that stuff. But that cold weather is making me a little nervous for this marathon that is at the end of October.
It's gonna be a little chilly.
It's going to be a little chilly.
Not quite
I'm
as chilly as the last one, though, I doubt.
It was cold for that one.
That was
Uh,
February we did that, so it
that
was
was
pretty cold.
late February in Atlanta. I do remember it being nice when we started running though, but I remember being pretty freaking cold before we started.
But we were in like sweats and sweatshirts, and we had to take our stuff off and leave it for Marissa and Sammy to get.
Yeah, I think what I'm doing this time is I'm gonna go to Walmart and just buy a cheap pair of sweatpants and like a really cheap sweatshirt or Amazon or something. And then I'm just gonna ditch it. And if I get it, I get it. If not, I'm not worried about it. Because you don't want to be because we had to get there pretty early. So you don't want to be standing around just like shivering the whole time. And then you got to like, you're gonna have to go in line and go to the bathroom and stand around, find your group like we did the one time. And yeah, I just don't want to be cold for that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, late October though in DC, it's gonna be chilly. Um, Sam's been out of town, so I watched an ungodly amount of college football this weekend, and that was nice. First weekend of college football, couldn't have drawn it up better myself. I took the dogs on a few adventures this week. I think I sent you guys some Snapchats, but I found this new spot that I'm honestly upset that I didn't find earlier because now, I got a couple months left, but it's kind of secluded and I actually found it when I was on a run and I was running and I was like, huh, that looks like almost like a little kayak launch spot. You know what I'm saying? Like it had like a ramp where you can back your trailer up to it, but not big enough to be a boat launch. Plus the water was maybe like hip deep at the deepest point. So definitely couldn't get a boat in there, or at least a decent sized boat, probably like a little John boat potentially. But it was perfect. The dogs could like run around on the little shore and then they were swimming around and stuff. It was super nice. So definitely gonna hit those spots up a couple more times. Went to the driving range, and I think I figured out my driver. And
Okay.
I know that's been said by many a person before in the history of golf, but I think I may have figured it out. Um, just kind of a grip thing, to be honest. A simple little tweak, and we were hitting them straight. And if I can figure out my driver, I might be I'm not going to be anything crazy, but I might be a little bit of a force. Um,
Trey the Force.
yeah, that's what they'll call me. Let's see. I'm doing a golf trip in October, which is really a bachelor trip. So I'm trying to work on the game just a little bit so I don't go out there and embarrass myself. I don't necessarily need to be good. I just need to not embarrass myself. Um, now that you're retired from basketball, when are you gonna get into golf?
Don't ever say something so fucking stupid to me again. I'm not retired from anything.
Oh, dude, you've already said it. You're getting old. Both your knees are killing you. You're having a baby.
I'm in my rehab phase, bro. I'm in my cut. This
Normally you don't rehab at the end of your prime and then come back from it. You're not Kobe, bro.
that's true. He was also like 36 when all that was
Yeah,
happening.
36 professional athlete had all the money in the world to rehab his body. you're a fish monger that doesn't rehab his body.
I'm rehabbing it right now, kid.
I'm just saying, dude. Just saying. It's a easy sport to play as you get older.
I'm not even 30.
Yeah, I know. But you're already retired.
You're a moron.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
like it.
I'm just saying I think uh I definitely don't play tons of golf, but it is a fun way to still have like a competitive thing and something that you can do through, later age. I think like tennis is something you can play as you get older as well. Um, Pickleball's a new wave, which I haven't really got into pickleball, but golf is, I think you can play that forever, really.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm still, tennis is something I don't want to say excelled at, but I am a Wilmington mixed doubles champion. So
Yeah, sure,
I,
dude.
I, I would say excelled. I would say that.
It's something me and Mike were talking about because Mike's gotten into it just a little bit. Um, from what I know, I don't know how the level of into it that he is, but I definitely see him going to the range and playing a little bit. And if the whole friend group did golf, it would be fun to do a golf trip.
Yeah, I mean, Corey's been trying to get anybody to golf for fucking years. So
Yeah, Corey's probably significantly better than all of us. Uh, But that's not even really the point. I mean, most of the time we're all gonna suck anyway. It's fun to just go out there and lose lose a few balls, drink a few beers and have a good time. I think it would be fun to do something not necessarily centered around a golf trip, but you know, we go to a place and we play golf and then we kind of get a Airbnb and kind of do what we did in the mountains, but play golf. I think it'd be fun. Now, given it wouldn't be fun for you guys that don't play golf, but maybe you'll get excluded. Maybe me, Mike, and Corey will go on a friend trip.
fuck, maybe. You wanna listen in on this work call?
Sure, sure, I guess.
Hey, what's going on? Just what's
I love how he said, "Do I want to listen in the work call?" And then he doesn't put it on the speaker so I can hear.
what's going on? What do you get?
I just fucking hear him talking to this random ass person online. We
Your
could have we
secret
could have
weapon?
ended the episode. There's
Oh, that's
five
pretty good.
minutes left in the thing, but it's a Sunday and he thinks he has the audacity to talk on the phone during our podcast. It's all right. Me, Mike, and Corey are gonna have a great time on our golf trip. I think
That'd be good.
we lock in one day this winter. Let's do it. Let's do a golf trip in the South this winter. Go somewhere warm.
Yeah,
Maybe even Florida.
do
Maybe we'll
add
go visit
customer.
Florida, Mike, in Orlando and do a golf trip.
Yeah,
Or
just
maybe like
add customer and then just
Arizona or San Antonio, Texas.
put the address.
Let's do
Well,
something more fun. Let's fly to a big city.
and put
Let's
what you
play a
got.
nice course. Let's drop
Did he
some
send the
money.
location?
Uh, I'm gonna have to get something more than my $20 driver from Play It Again Sports, but uh,
You too, bro.
yeah, let's do it. Let's plan it. All right, it's locked in. Me, Mike, and Corey are doing a golf trip. If anybody else wants to come, you definitely can come. You can rent some clubs. You can buy some clubs. I got a $20 driver from Play It Again Sports, so it's like doesn't have to be some expensive sport.
Where are we going?
No, that's you're not going to come anyway. Dude, you retired from basketball. You're having a baby. You can't have any fun.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, let's talk.
I got some things to say to you, but they can't be on air.
Yeah, because you're going to resort to slurs.
Yes.
You can't have a professional conversation without slurring.
Not with someone of your ilk.
All right, let's oh shit, how much
3 minutes.
3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. All right, let's talk about kind of, weekly activity. How'd you do? How'd you do this week?
I did pretty good. I faltered on the reading though.
Okay, I hear that.
Yeah.
That can be tough.
But I did my days at the gym and I did my walks. Uh, Knee was hurting, so I didn't do walks Thursday and Friday. But I did my days at the gym. I told Mike that I was doing 70s for 5 sets of 8 on dumbbell incline. And then the 55s went up and I was like, I could maybe do 70s for 1 set of 8. There's no point. So I just stuck with the 55s.
Yeah. Uh, you bit off a little bit more than you can chew, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, I supersetted that with dumbbell upright row and dips, but like bench dips, so they're kind of assisted, like where you put your legs out and then like on the side of the bench.
Yeah, I mean, dips are tough. So like progressing into a regular dip is makes
Yeah.
sense.
And
It's not
then
like, yeah, a bench dip doesn't get a good workout. So
I was actually kind of surprised because it was 5 sets of 8 supersetted with 5 sets of 12 on the upright row and then 5 sets of 10 on the bench dips. And I was surprised at how easy it was on the first set to do the dips and how almost impossible it was to do them on the fifth set.
that's funny.
Because I was like I did the first set, I was like, this isn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And then with those supersets when you're doing all that other shit, it ended up being pretty tough at the end.
Yeah. Well, the thing about non-negotiables is that they're non-negotiables. You have to do them.
Hmm.
And it sounds like you let your inner bitch come out a few times this week.
It's true.
And that's okay. That'll happen. That'll happen on those bigger jobs. All right, let's take a commercial break and we'll be back. Coffee refill.
Big summer blowout. That
Take
one
some
felt
of
kind of.
that one sucked. That one sucked. But yeah, get your fish from the Seaview Crab Company. If you're confused on what their logo is, look at Wes's thigh.
It's crap.
Oh man. All right, so do you have any techniques, tactics that you're going to use this week so your inner bitch doesn't get the best of you?
I'm going to attempt positive self-talk.
That's terrible, terrible mindset. Attempt first thought, attempt equals failure. Um, Positive self-talk is probably the softest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm going to implement negative self-talk.
That's better. Bullying, bring bullying back. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's obviously going to be days where it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Like shit happens. It's pouring down rain after dinner, so obviously you're not going to go walk in the pouring down rain because we're not David Goggins, right? Um, but I mean, there's other things you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like if it is pouring down rain, you can just, hey, I'm not going to sabotage everything. I'm gonna knock out, 3 sets of 10 push-ups. Like just something super simple to say, like satisfy that, okay, I at least did something tonight. You know what I mean? So the reading thing is tough because it's so easy to just lay in bed and scroll TikTok until you're like, yeah, I probably should go to sleep now. But I mean, how quick does it take to how quick is it to read 10 pages? It happens pretty
That's the annoying part. It's so fucking easy.
yeah.
And then half the time I end up reading more than 10 anyway. Like I'm just
Right, I
reading.
know. I do the same thing. Like it's tough.
And then you just like I want on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, I took the book into the room with me. And then I made the mistake of turning the lights off. And
Yeah.
then I was like, nah, fuck it. And just went to bed.
That's that inner bitch coming out, man. It's that inner bitch.
It's powerful. It's a powerful bitch.
The inner bitch is powerful, 100% powerful, but you just got to figure out a way to just put that inner bitch in her place.
Oh, your inner bitch is a woman.
Yeah.
Interesting. I could never be controlled by a woman.
Yeah. I honestly, of all people I don't want to hear that from, it's you.
Hell yeah, dude.
My inner bitch is a woman, because this is gonna be sexist, but
Do it. Say it.
I don't even really have like good wording for it, but
Yeah,
because like when
because it's not good.
yeah. But you guys get the point. The inner bitch, when it comes out, you're
Expound.
being a little bit of a gene.
Uh,
But yeah, so I had a pretty solid week. I struggled a little bit the week prior because I had a big project that was going on. So it really took up a lot of my time and I was staying up late. So I was having trouble waking up and going to the gym super early because I feel like sleep is honestly sometimes even more important than working out, especially during like a marathon training thing. And it's not like I didn't work out last week. I just probably went, you know, instead of my typical like 7 or 8 activities, I probably did 4 or 5 activities last week. I missed Monday and Tuesday. Um, but that's not the end of the world. You still you get back on the horse and you finish the week strong, which is what we did. But um, this week I had a pretty good week. 7 activities, 6 hours and 6 minutes total of working out, and 20.59 miles. Went on 3 runs and 4 lifts. Monday I had like a 7 mile slow zone 2 run. Wednesday, um, I did a interval training, so it was like 1 minute of zone 5, which is like get your heart rate as high as you possibly can, and then 2 minutes down into a slow jog into zone 2. Um, that totaled about 4.5 miles. And then Saturday I did my long run. So long run this week was half of what I did last weekend and at a minute faster than I was hoping for my actual race pace to be. So it's 9 miles at like a 7:34, 7:36 or something like that. So I was pretty happy with the mileage. But yeah, and then I lifted Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So good stuff.
you got a little bit in, little bit of activity.
Yeah, no, we're getting there. We're crushing it. Um, Probably trying to get to the point where I lose about 5 pounds before the race. Just because I am sitting on the higher side of like a 205 right now. I think getting down to like 200 or maybe even just under 200 for the actual race will probably help. Just give me like a little bit extra speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking
Yeah.
into.
Um,
But yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what I had going.
Our good talk. But so I've been seeing this stuff on TikTok and it's the great lock-in of 2025. And I feel like we started this.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like people must be listening to the podcast and they must be aware of our lock-in and we've started the great lock-in of 2025.
Yeah, we did. And I'd like some credit, but we won't get it.
We won't get it. And it's okay. We don't need the credit. We're moving real G's moving silence like lasagna.
I think John Lennon said that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So non-negotiables, yours are 10 pages of a book, walk after dinner on days that you don't work out. And there's a third one that I can't remember.
There's two more. One is log my calories, like no matter what,
Hmm.
good or bad, just so you can kind of see it. and then the vitamins,
Okay, nice. I
which
think,
is the vitamins is a daily, a men's daily, magnesium and glucosamine.
nice. Mine are similar. 3 water bottles a day, 2 walks for the dogs a day, just by me. So hopefully Sam, gets her 2 in as well. So we get, because that's kind of like both of your vegetables is doing extra walks with the dogs. But and then 10 pages of a book, and I'm actually adding one, and it's going to be flossing at night because I always brush my teeth at night, and sometimes I'll floss. However, I want to like so easy just to take one of those little pick things and just floss my teeth every night.
I'm actually pretty good at flossing.
Yeah, no, I could be a lot better.
Yeah,
So you're putting it on there. We're flossing that night now. Damn it.
I actually got a toothbrush. Like I have like my main toothbrush, like a electric toothbrush, but it needed a new head
Hmm.
and couldn't find it one day at the pharmacy. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just get like a cheap electric toothbrush.
Hmm.
Used that for like a month, and then we got the correct head for like mine. And going back to like a legit uh electric toothbrush like fucked up my gums because like the cheap one I had didn't spin as quick and didn't spin as quick, and then the new one just tore my, well, it's not the new one, it's the old one, tore my shit up. So Trey has decided to get up and I guess let Kobe out. Um,
So that's kind of rude. I would never be interrupted in the podcast. He's sitting back in his chair, putting in his headphones. All right, he's back.
Shouldn't you be like working out or something?
Shouldn't you be defending my freedoms?
I do that every day. Every
Uh,
day I wake up and I think about I need to defend Tyler's right to get a cookout milkshake whenever he pleases.
I haven't had a cookout milkshake in like 4 or 5 months, dude. I had transitioned before my
To,
non-negotiables to
to
just getting ice
Ben
cream.
and Jerry's.
Instead of liquid ice cream, I moved to hard ice cream.
Okay, makes sense.
I don't know, dude. It I would get a scoop of mint and then a scoop of butter pecan, and that shit was gasoline.
I'm sure it was delicious.
mhm.
I have
But
no doubt. I have no doubts that it was delicious.
Mike put me on something. He said, guys like us, and we aren't the same anymore because Mike is skinny now, but
I know.
um, something like we've lost the right to eat food for enjoyment or taste.
I don't agree with that.
It's something like that. I might be misquoting, but basically, we have to treat the food like like it's part of your workout. Like you got to be disciplined with it.
For sure. This is America, though. You have the right to eat whatever you want.
Not for much longer. Anyway,
You should just be bullied based on what you eat. And everything is okay in moderation, in reality.
the moderation's the issue.
You can have ice cream every day
As long as you're under, as
as
you're in
long
your
as
calorie deficit.
you can eat McDonald's every single day. And there's honestly a way to do it that's really not that bad. Now, given it's a lot of processed food and it could be a lot worse. But I mean, you can. It's just you have to be smart about it and you have to eat probably an amount that's really not going to satisfy you because it's just super calorie dense.
He's getting up again.
I'm here, damn it. I'm just letting the dog out.
getting up, doing God knows what.
Here defending your right to eat whatever you want. All right, but
Mexico.
let's you say Mexico?
Yeah.
All right. Um, let's talk some current events before we get into random questions, Pat's peeves. But I think the most current event and something that's on everyone's mind right now is fantasy football. And uh, I want to talk fantasy teams a bit. How many leagues are you in?
Two.
Two, and one's a dynasty, one's just a regular league, right?
Yeah, one's a dynasty and one's a redraft.
Redraft just means regular league, right?
Yeah, that's just yeah, you redraft your team every year.
Every year. Okay. Um, all right, I'm in two leagues as well. They're both redrafts or whatever you call it. They're both regular standard fantasy football leagues. One of them I am in with Mike. His league needed an extra person. I'm assuming all of you guys got asked as well, but I ended up joining in with it, and I just gotta say, Mike got the first pick. I'm not saying there's any kind of collusion, but it is interesting.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Very questionable. Almost as questionable as his like two brackets of the NBA playoff bracket thing. But
I don't even know what you're talking about.
when we did the NBA playoff brackets,
Oh yeah, that was real
and there was
bullshit.
just this magical bracket that appeared that
And his
only him in
friend.
Western, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Hmm. But uh, it is funny because Mike talks to his previous work friends the same way he talks to us, in a sense. Uh, he's the same person. He doesn't change his personality for other people he's worked with, which I got a nice kick out of. It was funny.
So he treats them like they're dogs too.
No, it's just like the way that he talks to about them, calling them. I think he called them retards a couple times. A lot of gays have been thrown around. He reacts to everybody's messages with a rainbow emoji, which is pretty
He
funny.
does it to me on Instagram all the time.
That I got a pretty good kick out of that. But yeah, so the chat though, the chat in that league is absolutely too much. I've had to mute it because it's just nonstop. I was taking an exam the other day and my wrist was just buzzing for probably 15 minutes straight. I ended up having to just take my watch off because I couldn't deal with the buzzing notifications. But
Is
let's
it a text message group chat?
yeah, it's like a group chat or text message
Oh no, fuck that. We don't have that. We just have the group chat in the uh
in the
app.
app.
We do have a group chat that is only used for Colin to tell us to look at the app.
That's weird. But whatever. Let's talk about teams. How are you feeling? You don't have to go through your roster or anything, but like, what's your overall outlook? How you feeling?
My dynasty team, I think, is going to be pretty solid. That team made the playoffs last year.
Hmm.
It's I'll go through a couple of the heavy hitters. I got Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Nico Collins, Brock Bowers, who I got in the rookie draft last year. Who I got at 10 in the rookie draft, which is insane. Keon Coleman, Brock Purdy. This year I got Cam Ward in the rookie draft, and your suggestion, Luther Burden,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna be, and this is your dynasty league, right?
my dynasty league. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that dude's gonna necessarily be an all-star or whatever his rookie season, but I do think um the offensive coordinator from Detroit, I think it was Ben Johnson going to the Bears. They've already shown they're kind of going to try and use that guy like in a Amon Ra St. Brown type situation. Now, will it work out? I don't know, but I think there uh, could be more targets than if other rookies. So I like him in that situation.
All right, I'm gonna go through my whole
my whole roster starters for my uh regular league, and I want a letter grade from you right now. All
Okay.
right.
How many people are in it? It's 12?
10 teams.
10 team league. Okay.
Super flex
Okay.
and two regular flexes, no kicker,
Interesting.
two
All right.
running backs, three receivers, one tight end.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, James Conner, Justin Jefferson, Puka, Jalen Waddle, TJ Hawkinson, Jalen Warren. I'm in my flexes now.
Hmm.
Cooper Cup. My other quarterback that I'm starting is JJ McCarthy. So that
Hmm.
Jetta's McCarthy stack. And then I have the Bills defense. And I have a
Is my
couple decent people. I have Rasheed Rice, but he's suspended.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is my backup QB.
Trevor Lawrence is playing Carolina. I would probably start him over McCarthy. Um, because Carolina's defense, like I don't know what we're looking at right now. Now, given Jacksonville's offense, not really knowing what we're looking at there either. But is McCarthy starting in Minnesota?
Yeah.
He's confirmed to start. I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like I drafted three and I fucking pulled the gun on Jetta's. I just panicked. I didn't want to take him that early, but I mean, he'd be gone at 6 or 7. But
Yeah. No, I think it was good pick taking him. I think overall it'll play out well. I mean, they don't really have anybody else. They're gonna throw him the ball if he's healthy. Um, so I think you're a little weak on the running back side. It's definitely seemed like you tried to go to the elite wide receiver route.
yeah,
But I mean, overall, I think you have a good team. You're pretty deep at wide receiver. I like Hurts. I think he's very safe. He's going to put up points. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns, rushing touchdowns with the tush push. Um, I give you probably a B plus. Is that
okay,
fair?
okay.
Is that a fair grade?
Yeah, because I'm happy with that because I was not happy while I was drafting. I feel
Yeah, I
like
think.
I pulled it together towards the end of the draft, I think. But like when I started, I went like so receiver heavy, and then I
Yeah,
had to
but
kind of piece
what
together
that does for you though is there's people that went crazy running back heavy. So there's going to be opportunity to potentially offload some of your receivers if you can't play them all anyway. And then the super flexes, you have so many flexes that sometimes receivers are nice to have, but I think you're in the same boat as me because in order for me to be competitive in both my leagues, like I think I have pretty good teams. I like my teams I've drafted. Um, I think in order to be competitive for the playoffs and to win, that I'm gonna have to
He's getting up again, doing God knows what.
that fucking dog in. But I think I'm gonna have to make the key pickup. I don't know who it's gonna be or what it is, but like there's always like one or two players that I feel like are league winners in the first couple weeks that didn't get drafted that are gonna get picked up.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm always kind of apprehensive with dropping players,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to be a little more active this year.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because sometimes you drop people too early and it doesn't work out for you.
Yeah, that happened to me last year. I can't remember who the fuck it was, but I dropped them week 1, and then the guy they were behind got hurt, and then they had a great year.
What are your what are your projections in your league? Have you looked like week to week projection?
Like
Right now,
points,
are you projected to win? Are you projected to lose, etc.?
I'm projected to win in the Dynasty League and lose in the Fantasy League. Projected to win by 10 points against Corey, and
Okay, nice.
projected to lose by 5 points against Eric.
Okay, okay.
So, I mean, both of them are pretty close.
Right, right.
but I'm projected 172 and 170
Yeah, not bad at all.
as a PPR league.
Fuck. I'm projected to lose in one league by 5 points, so it's like 53% to 47%. And then I'm projected to win in the other league, which really by only 1 point. So they're both close. Going to be a toss up, kind of just going to depend. Make sure, hopefully, I get the right people in my starting lineup, which I feel like is so hard to do for the first week, but we'll see. What's your team name?
I don't have team name, I don't think. And I don't think anybody has team names anymore. We did
Interesting.
have team names when we were in the NFL fantasy app, which we were in forever, but now we're on this sleeper app.
Uh-huh.
I don't think anybody has team names.
I did. I've
Uh,
played Sleeper. I like Sleeper.
that's actually not true. Some people have team names. Colin is Red Baron, kind of funny, like the pizza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dan is CD's Nuts.
Nice.
Uh, this guy Mike in the league is Butt Full of Bildos. That's kind of funny.
I like it.
And that's it. Everybody else is just like team name in there.
You could make yours Big Summer Blowout.
God, I'm gonna try and distance myself from that. And all the young kids are
Um,
coming up to me at work and being like, "Woohoo!" And I'm like, "I'll fucking beat the shit out of all you."
yeah, classic. Uh, I have the generic name for one team, which is the league I'm projected to win, and then Plan Bijan is my team name for the other league, which I like.
Holy shit.
Is breaking news?
Keep talking.
Okay. Uh, Tyler just turned around in his office space that has diapers running all up and down the back wall. And he's looking at something and he goes, "Holy shit." And now he's got up and he's shirtless, so it's nice and they got a nice view. I don't know what he saw or what it is, but I'm
So I
assuming
heard
a
this. I
rodent.
heard this. I heard this noise, and Rick has worms in his like in the closet, like in a little cup
Uh-huh.
with a lid, and you can hear them move around.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Damn, that's kind of loud." And I looked to my left, and there is a cockroach the fucking size of my foot. Just I can hear it walking. So I and then it started doing that thing with like its back where it looked like it was gonna fly.
Mm.
So I said, no, 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 no. I had to get up and take care of that.
No, dude. Cockroaches in that house? Those things are a different breed.
There must be like a factory underneath the slab of this
I
fucking
think it's
house, dude.
just because you know how the neighborhood kind of like goes. So
Yes, the neighborhood goes, eh.
the fucking dog was being nuts. He's being nuts, but um, the neighborhood is like kind of at a low elevation. Like it's you have to drive down into the neighborhood. So I do think being kind of low elevation, something about that. Those cockroaches just they're bred. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas, you know?
These some bitches are big in this house, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nice when you're in bed and then you just fucking see one on the ceiling and you're like, God damn.
And then the ones on the ceiling are the worst because you got to get up and hit it, but if you miss, it's dropping down like right on the bed.
Dude, there have been some that have like fallen like just by themselves on top of the cabinets and you just hear like a
Uh, Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
one of these,
Yeah,
one of
it's
those, an
disgusting.
audible thud. Um, all right, well, college football's back.
Syracuse got flip dipped and fried yesterday.
You know, they had a chance to win. I can't remember who they were playing off the top of my head for a second. I like watched a handful of it. Uh,
Who,
I can't
Syracuse?
remember. Yeah,
They lost by 21 to Tennessee.
to Tennessee. Yeah, but it was like the fourth quarter. They were down 10. And did you watch the game?
Nope.
Yeah, so
Work.
they was like the fourth quarter and they were down 10. They got a stop. They got the ball back. But for some reason, teams, I don't know what it is when there's so much time in the fourth quarter. They're down 10 points, right? There's like 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Down 10, you're in your own 30. Like it's fourth and 9 and you're like I have to go for it. I'm like, you don't have to go for it.
Instead
Like,
of kicking the field goal or punting.
yeah, kick the field goal, take the 3 points or whatever, or punt and maybe try and like pin them deep, get a three and out, get the ball back in better field position. Like, I don't know what it is about this, like, oh, it's the third quarter and we have to go for it on fourth down. We're only down 10 points. It's like, dude, because then you're going for it on like a fourth and long, and the odds of that happening are pretty bad. That happened in the Texas game. Uh, but it just I was growing frustrated watching that, and I feel like it's a first week thing. Everybody feels like the pressure of having to go, 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 but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. That's but also like I you see that a lot in college because half the time the kickers are dog shit.
Yes, and I mean I'm all for going for it on you like around midfield when it's like fourth and three. I'm all for that. Be aggressive. I think you can get 3 yards, but I mean fourth and 8 is terrible odds. If you haven't got fucking 8 yards and three downs already, you're probably not getting on the last one.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I had a little bit of a betting streak going. So starting last weekend, I started betting college football. Started with the Iowa State versus Kansas State game. I took Iowa State -1.5. I won that one. And then I threw in a little baseball, took the Royals money line versus the White Sox, won that one. And then I had USF +7.5 versus Boise State, which was Friday night, won that one. ECU -14 versus NC State, won that one. Georgia Tech -3 versus Colorado, saw Friday night, won that one. So I was on a little bit of a streak, right? Five's a streak. And then I go into Saturday, Texas money line versus Ohio State, loss. Bama -13.5 versus FSU, loss. And then I ended up winning LSU +5.5 versus Clemson. But those damn two SECs fucked me up. I thought for sure Texas was going to beat Ohio State. And Bama losing to FSU was pretty crazy.
I saw something that was like the first time they've ever lost in August.
Well, yeah, there was like a streak of like 23 in a row season opener wins or something like that.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It is fucking crazy. I have some thoughts about Texas, Ohio State before the commercial, but Arch Manning, a lot of hype going on about him. I thought he played bad for 3 quarters. Uh, and I think part of that was the fault of the coaching staff, play callers. Because once the fourth quarter hit and they started like letting him sling it because they were down and they had to go, 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 he looked awesome. He was making good throws. He was throwing it all over the place. Guys were making plays, but the beginning of the game, they were just running the ball. The only time he would throw a pass was like a little check down. They weren't letting him do anything. And I feel like that almost didn't let him get comfortable and didn't let him have any confidence to throw the ball downfield. Now, I think you got to give a lot of credit to Ohio State, probably. Their defense played awesome. But I think you have all that hype around a person. Like, he's the next Manning. He's Heisman Trophy candidate. He haven't even played a game yet. You got to go out there and let him sling it, right?
That's what Dan Orlovsky said. Orlovsky, that you have
Yeah, I
like a
think
generational talent at quarterback, but you have to take the training wheels off.
you got to just go out there and let him. I mean, he failed anyway. He failed with the training wheels on. Take the training wheels off. Let him go out there and freaking let's throw the ball around. Let's sling it. I don't know. I
I'm
didn't
all
like I
for it.
didn't like the way they handled it. I feel like Sarf was just like we're gonna try and get him comfortable too much. They ran the ball. There was like three straight drives where they ran the ball for three downs. And I'm just like, what are we doing? You got freaking Arch Manning as your quarterback, who
Yeah.
you literally sent Quinn Ewers away because Quinn Ewers could have came back, but he ended up going to the draft. He was debating on transferring. He went to the draft, right? Or did he transfer somewhere?
I think he's at Miami.
No, that's Carson Beck.
Carson back.
I can't remember if Quinn Ewers did he
No,
he
oh, I'm right. Quinn Ewers is at the Miami Dolphins.
okay, that makes sense. So he is in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is
Just
not the
not the U.
Hurricanes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that because he had an opportunity to
We were
transfer.
both
I think
right because Carson Beck is with the Hurricanes.
uh yeah, because like there was the talks about him bouncing around and going to Carolina, which obviously didn't happen because he's with the Miami Dolphins. But like they were basically told him like, hey, you can't come back because it's Arch Manning's time. So it's like if they weren't confident in him, they wouldn't have started him. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't understand.
I didn't like it at all. And then Bama against FSU, I watched that game. It was a terrible game to watch. But um, do you remember? Because I think specifically me and you both watched the Syracuse Boston College game last year when Boston College
Yeah.
quarterback, he was like that dude that just like scrambled and ended up beating Syracuse basically by himself.
Yeah, that was a tough game.
Yeah, well, he's at FSU now,
And he just beat Bama.
and he did the exact same thing to Alabama that he did to Syracuse last year.
So that makes me feel a little better.
And then the funny thing about it is before, like in the summer, they obviously knew they were playing Bama first for a while. And he like was basically saying, yeah, I don't really know how Alabama's going to stop me. Um, Nick Saban isn't there to save him anymore. Stuff like that. Like the whole summer,
Mm.
he's like talking shit. And then he goes out there and like fucks him up.
That's the type of shit you like to see, though.
No, no, it was very confident. And he played really good. Florida State looked really good. Their defense looked awesome. So I don't know. But
Are they that good or is Bama that bad?
you know,
Combination.
Bama, they started the game off well. They got the ball first and they drove right down the field and they scored. Their quarterback looked good, their run game looked good. And then next drive, Florida State answered. They drove all the way down the field and answered. And then after that first drive, Alabama just couldn't do anything down the field. Like their run game stopped working. They couldn't throw the ball downfield. It was all check downs and they just looked like they were pressing the entire time when I don't think they had to press yet, you know?
Typical.
Yeah, but I do
Typical.
think FSU was significantly underrated. I think people took like the last 2 years and were like, oh, they're just going to be a joke again. They looked good.
The kid who Jordan Travis, who was their quarterback when they went undefeated,
Hmm.
uh, who the Jets drafted, late, had to retire.
Really, medically?
Yeah,
Wow.
couldn't get back healthy, which I hate that. I was kind of hoping he was like a development project.
Yeah, that does suck. That sucks. But it is what it is. That's that's the That's the reason I think college kids should be able to make money on their name and image and likeness is because they put it out all out on the field. And there are players that, could play on Sundays and end up getting hurt. And they've kind of dedicated their body to football, but they're never going to make any money from it. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to sell my jersey, I should be able to make money from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. All right, I think that's a good opportunity to hop into this last segment.
All right. I was gonna try and think of a new slogan for the Seaview Crab Company, and instead of their Big Summer Blowout, something about the fall. I don't know if people eat fish in the fall.
Fall is oyster season.
Okay. Shuck them.
Like hook 'em horn, like hook 'em horns, but shuck
Like
'em.
yeah, shuck them. Shuck them. That could be good. You could tie it into college football. Just saying. Somebody give me a signing bonus. But let's transition into random questions. I have a few random questions just because we didn't do it last week, and I have a few pet peeves because they've been building up. I'll
Okay.
jump into um, I'll jump into my first random question, and it's are movies art?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
I think
I
so.
have some mixed feelings. I'm going to read you the definition of art, and it is an expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, which movies
By that
sound
def
like that.
by that definition, easily.
Yep, that sounds right. But Rick Rubin, you know who Rick Rubin is?
The music producer.
Yeah. So he said it was like a video I was watching, and he said making something intended for others to enjoy is not art, it's commerce. Making something because you enjoy it is art.
But who's to say the filmmakers don't enjoy doing it?
I think they enjoy doing it, but are they enjoying the product or are they making the product tailored to an audience?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I mean, that so I mean, my takeaway from that is if you make money on something, it can't be art.
No, not necessarily. Like I think when people make music, if they're just making the music because they enjoy the music anyway, and it just so happens that other people enjoy their art, then it's still art and people are just buying it. But if you're making a song specifically so it's a pop hit and you really don't believe in it, then I don't think it's necessarily art. You know what I mean?
I mean, that just means it's subjective then. Well, I think art
That's
is
fair.
always subjective.
Probably.
Yeah. I would say for me it is. Movies are art.
Yeah, I think some of
If
them
you
are just
like
like some music is
if you
art.
see a great fucking movie, I don't think there's any way to not think it's art. But you can definitely tell when something is
Forced.
forced slop,
Yeah,
you
like
know.
Happy Gilmore too. Not art.
Not art. No, I mean I enjoyed it. I did watch it.
But it was made specifically for others to enjoy. It wasn't
I
made
gave it
because
I gave it a 6.8.
yeah, I mean,
It
I
was a
don't
it's a decent movie.
it was decent. I think it
It
they
didn't
did
ruin
some
the first movie for me.
right, which it could have been a lot worse, I guess.
Yeah. But then
Um
I don't know because I feel like Adam Sandler enjoyed making it.
I think he enjoyed the relationships of it.
And I'm sure he didn't dislike the millions of dollars he made.
That's true. Um but I think about like music, for instance. Like Chris Stapleton, the music he makes, I think, is art. But like Luke Bryan, I don't think that's art.
Yeah, I mean that's subjective right there.
That's very subjective, absolutely. But it's just, I feel like Chris Stapleton is more of like, I'm gonna make this music how I enjoy. I don't really care if it sells records. Whereas Luke Bryan is like, ooh, that little hook, okay, people will like that. Let's put that in here and make it catchy.
And of course, you're saying this with absolutely no knowledge of either man.
100%.
Okay. Okay.
But like J. Cole, for instance, which I'd like to say I have a pretty good
Art.
yeah, no, yes, I think so. But um like the KOD album, a
You
lot of
think
it, no, not the
that's more
KOD,
commercial?
no, excuse me, For Your Eyes Only, that album,
The one in
where it's
between?
yeah, so after Forest Hill Drives, before KMD. So like that album specifically, not really any radio songs, um, not club songs. Like you're never gonna hear it played before, you know, a football game or anything like that. So I think he made that specifically because he enjoyed the creative process of it. But then there's songs that he made earlier where he was really pressured to put out a radio song so he could get his name. Like that song called Workout. You know what I'm saying? You know that
Hmm.
song? Like I think good song, I think people know it, like it, but I don't think that would be considered art because he was making it specifically for commercial success. And he wasn't making it because it's something he believed in. And
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I listen to fold clothes for you or whatever, folding clothes before every basketball game.
right. I just don't think that was the typical occurrence. I don't think he made that song specifically so people would listen to it pregame. It is a great song. I love that song.
Yeah. Okay.
But but yeah, okay.
How many diapers do you think you personally will change of my child?
Um okay, so let's think. I won't see your kid until I'll likely see your son because it is a boy, as I've already stated. Um, the weekend after marathon, I'll be back that week, and I'll probably swing by if Marissa is feeling up for it. Um, if she's
That'll be
not,
that'll be in
totally understand.
October, right?
It'll be end of October, so I assume she'll
Oh
be
yeah.
feeling
Yeah, she'll
okay.
be good.
But I'll likely see your child then, and I will not change a diaper that week. Um, but then the next time I'll be home is Christmas, and Christmas is going to be a little complicated, and I probably will only see you guys maybe once because I'm staying for a shorter period of time this time. I think it might end up being like the week and a half, 2 weeks like it has been, but as of right now, it's not going to be. So probably won't happen over Christmas. And then I don't know when the next time I'm going to be home. Uh,
So you
so maybe zero.
you're trying to get zero diapers changed, bro.
I might get zero diapers changed. Yeah.
Okay. Kind of a cop out.
Look, it's just
This
the way the world
this
works,
kid might
homie.
be shitting up his back every 10 minutes and I might need you. I might need you to clock in for a diaper change.
I'm not above clocking in when I'm needed, but I'm not gonna clock in when you're just sitting on the couch. If they wanna come hang out at Uncle Trey's house for a little bit, or whatever, which I doubt. Mom and dad are gonna trust Uncle Trey with the baby that early on when they're wearing diapers. But yeah, I'll change a diaper. Got no beef with that. But I'm not gonna just be at your house and you're gonna be fucking sitting there kicked up eating mint chocolate butter pecan ice cream and be like, hey, how about you go handle that for me? That's what the
Whatever,
fuck
dude.
I'm not gonna do.
Whatever, dude. I see where you stand.
I'm just trying to emphasize good parenting habits with you. I don't want the cycle to come back.
I told Marissa 12 years and then I'm on the road.
I think that's fair. I think you give 12 years, she's only got to deal with six more. You're good.
I give what I got.
Yeah. Um, all right. Is it MAC for an acronym, macaroni and cheese, or is it just short for macaroni?
Wait, what?
You know
Like
how
this
like,
is like if someone's like, I'm gonna go have some Mac.
yeah,
No, first of all, no one's ever fucking said that. So that's where we should first clarify. No one ever says, I'm gonna go have some Mac.
yeah, or Easy
Eh,
Mac, like Easy Mac.
Okay, that's a different thing. That's obviously for macaroni and cheese.
Like it's an acronym.
But I mean, yes, the cheese is implied though.
Is it or
Uh,
is it in the acronym?
It's not in the oh, I see.
Macaroni
Oh, I
and
see.
cheese.
Oh, I see. I see what you're putting down now. I guess it has to be.
Or is it just short for macaroni?
It's got to be mac and cheese. I wasn't even thinking that
I know
like
I
that.
wasn't either until I saw it and I was like, wow, I have to ask this. Me and Sam were talking about it.
What did she think?
I think she wanted us to discuss it and get back to her
Okay. Typical
so
fucking woman can't make a
she could
decision.
make she could make an informed decision.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say it has to be an acronym, but also no one ever says I'm gonna go have some Mac. I want to clarify. I want to really hammer that home. No one's ever said that to me,
You walk
nor
in the
nor
you
will
walk in
they.
the pantry, you walk in the kitchen, you're like, man, I could really fuck with some easy mac.
Easy Mac is a brand name though.
But I'm just saying, yes, no one
No, I know, I
like, hey,
understand.
who's got some mac? But
I'll tell you what, I'll go out to eat. Well, here's something. Buff Mac.
yeah,
B-dubs, we say Buff Mac. We don't like when
we
we're
say it.
talking.
The title, the name on the menu was buffalo mac and cheese,
Yeah,
but
and
we
we say
called it
Buff
buff mac.
Mac. Yeah.
Was yeah, I mean that's a valid question. I'm thinking I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I'm gonna say yes, it is an acronym for macaroni and cheese.
Okay. I'll roll with that.
And I will
I think
never say Mac though, but I will say Buff Mac. So I don't know where I feel like I'm kind of torn.
I think there's only one logical step forward from this is now to refer to it as Mac forever.
Okay.
So like
Now, if I go out and
if
I
you're getting the
say
mac and cheese from Bojangles, like, hey,
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a son soon or a daughter, but
yeah,
Trey's already decided that it's a son.
is it a son?
And when they go eat, I'm gonna say, "Hey, we don't order macaroni and cheese." You say, "Hey, can I have some mac?"
Yes.
And the waitress will have to figure it out from there.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Fair. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
That kind of threw me off the Mac thing, honestly. Like I really wasn't looking at it like macaroni and cheese.
Right.
Which if you're listening, you might be like, "What are you fucking handicapped?" But
Yeah,
which potentially.
potentially. Okay. You're up. Unless you don't have one, then I have two more.
You've got two more.
Yeah.
Go ahead and hit me with the next one. I only got one more.
All right. Who in the friend group would have the best like three call?
Okay. Great question. I think mine would be good, but it might be overacting. Like it might be performative.
Yeah, no, I've seen your acting. It's not good, so I'm gonna rule you out quick.
Don't ever comment and be like, what'd you say I had sassy hands or something?
You did have some sassy hands.
They
You're
like
like,
were fucking
fill 'em
making
up.
me. I was just following direction, dude. That's what they wanted me to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, Corey's is gonna be tight. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tight, firm. Mike, I don't know how his will be. Wes's will be. I think it'll be too broad. Like I don't think it'll be a confident.
Yeah.
Uh, Drew's will be all business.
It would be all business for sure. I think Drew would have a good one. I don't see any beef with picking Drew. I don't think he'd be my pick.
I think Corey's
Um,
gonna be my pick.
Corey was definitely high on my list. I think Corey, Drew, and Mike were gonna be up there. I can see Mike putting a lot of uh enthusiasm in it, which I think
Without overacting though.
without overacting, I could see Mike having a pretty good strike three call. And he's also not worried about the feelings of that little 12-year-old that he's
No, and Mike will also not. I feel like he's not going to put up with any lip. He'll just toss.
Oh yeah, no, all the parent. There will be no parents left at the game.
I'm still going to go with Corey because he's also not going to put up with anything. But Mike, on the other hand, might take it a step too far and get his gun. And I know Corey's not going to do that.
Mike has had some altercations at baseball games, and
He was good in our softball league. He didn't get any altercations.
that's good. That's good. I mean, that's the name of the game in softball is kind of just not take it so serious.
And he played
Okay.
in full jeans pants.
Hell yeah, with the LeBrons on.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I'm going Corey.
Okay, you're going Corey. I'm going Mike. Except I do think Corey would have a good one. I also think Drew would have a good one. A little lefty strike, a little lefty punch out.
Yeah, my ranking system right here is Corey, Drew, Mike, top three.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think mine would be okay. I just
Yours is
think it
gonna
would
yours
be
is gonna
it'd be
be
a little
buttered
plain.
noodles. It's gonna be
It'd be a
plain.
little plain. Yeah, it'd be a little plain. I'll admit that.
Mine's gonna be too
Um,
much. People aren't gonna like it.
yeah, it's also gonna be super goofy. You're gonna have sassy hands and
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
You got one more?
What's your general life cycle for a laptop? Because this is the first laptop I've had, and like my fan is going crazy right now.
Um, I don't know. I don't have a general life cycle for laptop. I don't think. However, the one I have before this, I had since college. So I think I got it in like 2014 or something like that.
Oh
So it
wow.
lasted me a long time. And it still works. It's just there's no space left on it. You know how it would be like your laptop is out of storage and like
That's
it's
what it's
causing
doing.
so
That's what
many,
mine's doing right now.
yeah, it was causing me so many problems that uh I ended up just biting the bullet. I needed another one for a long time and I ended up just biting the bullet and knocking this one out. And it's made my life a lot easier. It was giving me some fits this morning, which was pissing me off. But quick restart and we were good to go.
That's what's happening now every time I try and do the pod. Like disk is almost full.
Yeah, I fucking that drives me crazy. It is weak.
Yeah.
I was looking into some stuff and I think you can get an external hard drive which gives you some more space. They're sometimes a little expensive, but uh, if you're really trying to continue using that computer, that might be your best option. Or like
Right.
I've thought about just going to like Best Buy and be like, yo, there's nothing even on this that I really even care about. Just reset it.
Yeah, like I have a lot of like real estate stuff that I have to keep for 3 years, like legally.
Put it on a flash drive.
And I'm thinking of just getting a flash drive and just deleting it from my computer.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. Have like like a briefcase almost. Be like, this is my real estate briefcase and your flash drives and all that stuff will stay in there and could be the move.
Could be the move.
All right. So question about tipping. So standard universal tipping is like 20% of your bill. And I
Yeah.
feel like
It's
that's,
be it's be it's become the standard, but it I think it used to be like a good tip.
I think it used to be a good tip. I do think 20% is a good tip, like a higher standard. Like
Yeah.
whatever. Let's just say that's not even part of the question. But receipts on them, you know how sometimes it'll be like 18% is $6.20. 20% is this, just so like to make it easy for you to refer to and leave a tip. Um, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings last night watching the game and getting some food, and I'm looking at it, and the first thing I do is get the total and then like did 20% of it so I could just leave a tip. And then I looked at the thing, just glancing, but the 20%, like those percentages were based off the subtotal and not the total after taxes. Which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. That
So
is
do you
interesting.
do you tip off the total or the subtotal?
I've always tipped off the total.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I'll start doing it that way if that's how they're fucking calculating it.
Yeah, because like I mean,
Because why would I tip on the taxes?
That's true. I mean, it's a whole extra, the taxes are like 250 or something like that. So it's adding $2.50 to my bill. That percentage is like a dollar different.
Yeah. But then am I really gonna hold the fucking service worker at fault for the standards of the American economy?
But it's not even that. You're still tipping on the total of the total of what you've consumed from that restaurant.
No, I understand. But they're
Yeah,
probably expecting it based on, well, I don't know that.
you don't know that.
Yeah. I guess I could ask your wife.
I probably could ask my wife too.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know. I
or
just thought,
or Marissa, she's been a waitress.
yeah. I just never thought about that. And then I
Okay,
noticed it.
I have my last question.
Mhm.
Where was Marissa a waitress at?
J. Michaels.
Oh, fuck, that was easy.
I know you better than you know you.
You're an idiot.
All right, moving into Pat's peeves. Um, I have a funny Pat's peeve, and you know, I'm in this class, and we're broken down into small groups. We have like 16 people in our small group within our 60 something person class. So you start to get to know people in your small group a lot because a lot of the stuff you do, you work together and blah blah blah. And there's this dude that sits next to me, and we're cool in class. We don't like hang out outside of class or anything, but um, we're like I don't know, we're cool in class, but uh, we're talking about some engineer specific stuff, and he wasn't an engineer before, so he hasn't like grown up in the army as an engineer like I have. And there's this thing we do as part of the breach, and it'll be like we call them pro words, breach pro words. So it's first down, second down, third down, fourth down, and touchdown. Basically, they're little like checkpoints throughout the breach, and touchdown is the cumulative thing of like the breach is open, you know. And then also in there, there's a fumble, which means failed breach. Obviously, fumble is kind of a you never want to like say it because it's like a bad thing. Kind of the same thing in football. It's like a fumble happens, everything's bad. But we're talking about it in class one day, and like I said, this guy hasn't really grown up in the engineer world, so he doesn't know that as much. And he looks at me and he's like, "What's a fumble?" And I start explaining what a fumble is in football to him. And he looks at me and he's like, "No, dude, like I know what a fumble in football is." Like, and I felt so embarrassed because I just insulted this guy's intelligence and I basically attacked his manhood, telling him he didn't know what a fumble was.
You're like this guy's never watched football before.
That's basically what I did. I was like, "Oh, he just doesn't know football." All right. Well, fumble is like when you're running the ball and
Why
it
the
gets
fuck
hit
would
out
he
of,
be talking about football in class?
dude, I don't know. I don't know. I was so embarrassed, dude. Like, I was like, "Damn, dude, I'm sorry, man." Like, uh, it was bad.
Oh my God. Yeah. So what's the Pat's peeve though? Like
The
you
Pat's
being an
peeve is
idiot?
my embarrassing moment. Yeah. There wasn't, there just wasn't a great time to talk about that in the agenda, so I threw it in Pat's peeves.
Okay.
Basically me not reading the situation correctly and having an embarrassing moment.
Okay. You're an idiot.
I know, I know.
My past peeve happened to me yesterday. Um, so on Independence, right?
Hmm.
If you're coming from the mall
Hmm.
and then you get to the cross section of Carolina Beach Road and Independence, there's 2 lane left turn.
Hmm.
I sit there through 3 cycles and I'm like, nobody's moving. And um, what the fuck's going on? And then I kind of am able to like peek around a little bit. Small fender bender. And they just both throw their hazards on instead of getting out of the way.
Yeah, I feel like people just don't know what the fuck to do in that instance.
And then I like I did a U-turn like over the median. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not waiting for that shit. Like if it's just a fender bender, move your car off the road.
Yeah. You get out, you snap a photo, and then you're like, hey man, I'm gonna move over here. Follow me.
Typical.
I feel like when people, yeah, it is like a scary thing, and like you're like, what the fuck do I do? You know? But yeah, just have a little common sense. Fifth principle of patrolling, just common sense.
Typical.
All right, next Pat's peeve. When cops are driving on the road and they're just like going exactly the speed limit, and then nobody
Painful.
wants to pass them, and like we're on a stretch of road that everybody speeds on. Like it's 55 and it should be 65. And like we're on a highway and the cop is just like cruising at 55, where normally everybody's going 10 miles an hour faster. So it's like causing all this traffic buildup. Like be a bro and go at least like five over the speed limit. Like nobody's gonna pull you over, man.
That's something I can probably take up with Ed.
Yeah, talk to get Ed to figure out that. Let's make some changes.
Oh, Ed.
Cops got to drive 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. It's mandatory. Any more past peeve, or you want me to keep going? I got two more.
I got nothing. You got a buildup of annoyance, it seems like.
Yeah, so I was at the grocery store last week, and my what do you call the guy that the clerk, the guy that checks you out? Clerk?
The person, the cashier?
The cashier. There you go.
What
Um,
the fuck? What do you live in like on Earth?
I couldn't I just because I didn't work at a grocery store and I don't know the lingo like you. My bad. Sorry you made it
Okay.
your entire personality, but it's okay.
Real nice.
Oh man. All right. So he was a little bit of an oddball, and I've had him before, and he was a little bit of an oddball then, but this time it just really that's my peeved my pat. Um, so I get these yogurts. There's like three things that happened. I get these yogurts that come in 4 packs or they come individually. And I got 2 packs, which is eight. And then I needed two individuals to make 10 because me and Sam both eat one a day. So we get
Wow.
10, five, like whatever. So, we're scanning and then he sees the packs and then he sees the two individuals and he's like, did you remove these from the packs? And I was like, no. And he like questioned me about it. He's like, but they come in packs. And I was like, but they also come individually. And so he was like really adamant that I removed these yogurts from the packs, but I didn't. Also, I was like, dude, you work here. I get these every freaking week, but whatever. So that annoyed me because, first of all, don't question me, especially when I'm in the right. Um, and then as he's scanning my vegetables, like we get a lot of like produce, and he's like scanning them, and he was like, as they'd come by, and he'd be like, one green onion, and he'd sit it there and weigh it, and then he'd move it, and he'd be like, five Honeycrisp apples, and then he'd weigh it, and he's like, three tomato, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, shut up. Because I thought he was talking to me at first, and I was like, yep, one green onion, and and then he started kept doing it. I was like, what is going on? And and at the end, at the commissary, you have to tip the baggers. So I never really have cash on me, so I always have to get cash back. But I like paying for my groceries with my credit card because I get the points for it. So I usually just do like say it's $180.72. I'll do $180 on my credit card and then 72 cents on my debit card and get cash back with that. And he was baffled by me wanting to split it on my cards. And I was like, can I get 180 on a credit card and then the rest on this other card? And he's like, why don't you just pay it all on one? And I was like, because I don't want to.
I would I would have probably gotten an argument with that guy.
Dude, it was the weirdest grocery store experience ever.
Is
Like
he in the
normally,
service?
no, he's just some regular dude.
What uh what grocery store chain is this?
This is the commissary.
I don't understand that. So he's a civilian.
Yes. The
He's
commissary is just a grocery store on base. They have civilians that work there.
you might need to talk to his boss.
I honestly, I was just like, I'm not going to go to your line anymore. Like, this is weird.
Yeah, you'll just be stuck in the back of a long line and he'll be like, "Hey, come over here." And you'll be like, "I'm good, man."
Yeah, no, no, you're a fucking weirdo. But yeah, so that was a Pat's peeve. But super weird experience. And then like the pulling the yogurt out of the pack thing. I was like, no, I didn't pull the
Also,
yogurt.
w- call your manager over. Like you never fucking
You
I've
don't
never
question me.
questioned anybody when I was working at a grocery store.
No. It was super, super weird experience. But last Pat's peeve is games starting later than they're scheduled for. So like
Yeah, I hate that.
The Clemson game was supposed to start at 6:30, 7:30 your time, but 6:30. So I get to Buffalo Wild Wings like 6:25 because I wanted to start the game. Like I wanted to watch like the first quarter and then leave. Shit didn't start till like 6:50 or something like that. I'm like, why? It's not like the network had to overlap because the Bama game was on before it. And the Bama game was over in plenty of time because I left my house after the Bama game was over, got to B-dubs, and the other game still hadn't started yet. So that wasn't the issue. I know that's frustrating. We're on a schedule here.
That's like the TV time though, right? That's never like the tip. Like it's but same shit with basketball. Like games at 8:30, tip is at fucking 8:51.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I
Stupid.
disagree with it.
Um, any Mike's likes?
Cutting Spanish mackerel.
Okay.
It's got real firm meat, high yield.
Like that firm meat.
Like a
Um,
firm Spanish meat.
all right, so I have three Mike's likes. First one is I was in Hobby Lobby last weekend and I gotta go take a piss. So I'm in the bathroom and there's somebody in the handicap stall and they're obviously taking a shit in the handicap stall and they're like sliding their hands back and forth on the aluminum rails. So I knew that they were absolutely going through it in there.
And you're happy that they were going through it?
Oh, dude, I just got a nice like chuckle out of it. I was just like, good luck, brother.
Oh man.
In order for you to slide your hands back and forth on those aluminum rails in the handicap stall of a public bathroom, like you gotta
You're in
be
pain, dude.
you're in a bad spot.
Uh,
Oh man. And then in my neighborhood, they're like doing some work on like the signs and they hired like this group of Mexican dudes to like tear down
Hispanic.
one of the how do you know they're not from Mexico?
How do you know they are, Trey? You
I
know what?
asked them.
Oh,
They're all wearing Mexican soccer international soccer team shirts.
I spoke to them. I said, "Hey, you guys Mexican?" And they were all like, "Yep."
Regardless, regardless, which is funny because I wrote Hispanic dudes in my little agenda thing in my notes, but um
So you wrote the correct thing, and then you're like, "Ah, whatever." Fuck it."
yeah. It just happened. But so they're blasting as I'm leaving my apartment, but not my apartment. I'm leaving my house and I'm driving through the little neighborhood. They're blasting Macklemore's thrift shop. And
It's so random.
it's so random. And like I'm talking, it was loud. Like the entire neighborhood could hear. I don't know what kind of speaker they had, but they were freaking blasting it. And they're knocking a brick wall down. That's probably like a 10 by 10 brick wall. That's like the sign for the neighborhood. They're knocking it down with hammers.
Like regular hammers or like
Just
sledgehammer.
they're just sitting there, just no regular hammers. They're fucking sitting there just hammering away on this brick wall as
Oh my
Macklemore's thrift
God.
shop is blasting. I'm like, dude, there's more efficient ways to do this, guys.
What the fuck?
Dude is crazy. But also last Pat's peeve is not Pat peeve, Mike's like driving down the road and I see this guy who looks homeless. He might not be homeless, but he looked homeless. Like, and he's wearing a t-shirt that has a box of French fries on it, like kind of like looks like a McDonald's French fry pack or whatever. And then he's also like just chowing down on a box of French fries as he's walking.
Hell yeah.
Dude, that's exactly what I said when I walked by. I was, or when I drove by, I was like, hell yeah.
Oh, here's another Mike's like this, this fucking homeless dude at a stoplight. And Corey's been like going off about homeless people lately.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to look forward and not acknowledge existence.
Yeah.
And then he's like, help out a veteran. And I'm like, ah, fuck. So I roll my window down. I'm like, you want a bottle of water? And he's like, bottle of water is better than no bottle of water. And I'm like, all right, okay. Took it. And then he was like, hey, let me get in the back of the truck. It's probably cool back there. And then I just rolled the window back up.
What the fuck? It's so weird.
Yeah. They're
Ah, man.
confident, dude.
They are. They sure as fuck are. All right, before we run out of time, any closing comments?
I am going to do my non-negotiables every day,
That's what non-negotiables mean.
but I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I'll be
Before
238 next week, next Friday.
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking it into existence a little bit, you know. 238,
Got to.
he's told the world, so hashtag bring bullying back if it doesn't happen. Everybody bully. All right, dude. I'll talk to you.
Bye.